Good afternoon, everyone. This is Karl F. Rose recording live from Bedford, Pennsylvania on Saturday, December 17th, 2022. And just want to briefly talk about tomorrow's game between the Detroit Lions and the New York Jets. Now, I'm going to do a regular video on my main YouTube channel. And I'm going to go through all the picks for all the games. I'm going to do that as a regular video. This, I'm just going to be focusing on the Lions and the Jets and what's at stake. Anyway, well, let's get into it. As you all know, the Lions beat the New York Giants a few weeks back, and the weather conditions weren't great, but they're not as severe as what the Lions are going to be facing tomorrow. And this is the kind of game that I've really wanted to see the Lions play in. Since they are a dome team and they have a history of just not playing very good in the cold and the ice and the wind and rain and all the other elements. I remember back watching the Lions when they played in Tiger Stadium, the old Tiger Stadium, in the mud and the rain. And that was a physical, tough team that knew how to play in the elements. Now, they had pretty good teams back then, but they were never a top team. But they were all tough. And what I want to see from the Lions tomorrow is how they handle the weather. And I think my thing is what they need to do is, I know Jamal Williams is a little gimpy, but hopefully he'll be 100% and good to go. With these kind of conditions, you're going to need to run. The passing game, I don't think is going to. It's going to be okay, but just the short passes and the yard after catch, those things will kind of work. But it's going to be slippery. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. It's going to be a low scoring game, and probably whoever has the ball last wins the game. Just so many weird things can happen in these kind of conditions, and this is what I want to see the Lions be able to do something. I want them to be able to establish a ground game and time of possession. That's going to be important too. Now the Jets have a good, solid defense, so it's going to be more like it's going to be whether the Lions can get through the Jets defense. And now we know that the Jets' offense isn't the greatest, but they're capable of winning games. So on the other side, it's if the Lions defense can keep the Jets' offense contained, which I feel pretty good about as far as their defense goes, because this is a perfect game for defenses. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the scoring comes from like fumbles or maybe an interception or something like that leads to that's like a pick six or a scoop and score, that sort of thing. I don't see an offensive explosion, but who knows? You never know what you're going to get with the Lions. But if they come through with this victory tomorrow, and they actually come through in a convincing manner, well, I think more heads are going to turn. The point is, though, if the Lions really want to get into the playoffs, they basically, all these next four games are basically a playoff game. They drop one of the games and that's it. They're not in the playoffs. But no matter what happens, the Lions are making a statement. They're making a statement that they're no longer the doormat. They're a team that you gotta look up to and be ready for, because if you're not prepared, they will take you to the woodshed and teach you a lesson or two. So we'll see how it goes. I would like to see an offensive explosion by the Lions in these conditions, but somehow I just don't see that happening. It's going to be a slugfest and probably a nail biter. So anyway, well, I will talk to you later, and have a good day, and see you next time.